Good afternoon, laced up, and I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome to Total War Pharaoh, the brand new Total War game I've got my hands on really rather bloody early indeed. So, this here, contrary to the name, is not just about ancient Egypt. Instead, this is gonna be a Bronze Age Total War covering the entire Eastern Mediterranean. Naturally, this means it's going to share a bit of DNA with Troy, the most recent Total War Saga game. Though, while that game was heavily inspired by the mythology of the Trojan War, this one's more straight up historical. We're in the late Bronze Age, going into the Bronze Age collapse. Still, we'll get back to that in a minute because, yes indeed, this game's still a long way off. So, I don't have a full build, I don't have the campaign, I've just got a bit of a taster for some of the combat, but that is more than enough to start getting a feel for what this game's about. So, let's dive in and talk Bronze Age history. So, the year is probably somewhere around 1100 BC, we're in the late Bronze Age, and yes, we're playing as Egypt right now, one of this period's superpowers, which basically means Egypt has got the economy and the technology to get a big old pile of men out on the field with shields and pointy sticks. Because as you can probably see from, yes, this army and the unit cards down below, it's the Bronze Age, which means for the most part we're going to be dealing with a really big pile of infantry. You're not going to be seeing artillery in this game, and you're barely going to be seeing any cavalry either. It's just not the right time period, not the right bit of the world. Armies are going to be extremely infantry focused. And as a result of that, what Total War Pharaoh seems to be doing is, making up for its lack of unit variety by providing a lot of really interesting tactical depth to each individual unit. There's a lot more in the way of stances and formations and alternative fighting styles than you might find elsewhere. So yes, we've got these lovely bodyguards right here. You may notice right now they're armed with a sword and a shield. This means they're pretty good at just holding the line, shrugging off archer fire, etc, etc. But what if I was to tell them to go into their alternative fire mode? So lads, swords away if you'd be so kind, and get out the big double-handed axe. So shields go away, giant axe comes out. And now, they're a completely different unit. Significantly faster, hit way harder in terms of armor piercing damage, way bigger charge bonuses. They've turned from a solid defensive part of the line into shock troops, at the cost of obviously losing a lot of defense against ranged troops in particular. And you can even, and I think this might be a first in Total War, sort of automate units' behaviour using the stances. So if I tell these guys to advance, they're going to start slowly pushing forwards, doing what they can to engage with the enemies they meet en route. Alternatively, I can tell them to give ground. Obviously, this leads to a lot of interesting strategic options. Like, for example, telling your centre to very slowly pull back, while telling your flanks to be pushing forward. Very slowly creating a scenario where you're going to organically flank the enemy. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting strategic depth in how you manage individual units these days. And on top of that, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with terrain and weather. Every unit has its preferences for where it doesn't want to fight. So yes, my basic troops do not really want to be on the sand, it's not a very good footing, it's just going to slightly make them less effective. They'd much rather be, back here on the grassland, or even better, inside this bit of forest and scrub. That would actually make them a little bit better when it comes to holding the line, but obviously, it's the Bronze Age, it's time to address the bit everybody's waiting to see. Hello there, sexy, it's the Chariot, the ultimate mega weapon of the Bronze Age. Every major empire in this period dedicates a huge amount of time and resource and expertise into building and then maintaining chariots. Chariots were the big, stupid war winners. These guys are very powerful, really good way of getting skilled archers into an advantageous position to shoot right up people's arses. And should the opportunity present itself, obviously a very powerful fast-moving shock troop to just slam into the enemy and then pull away before they know what's going on. Though, yes, chariots of course come with a bit of a trade-off. They're powerful, but they can't be dealing with bad terrain. You've got to be keeping them out in the open. They cannot deal with mud, they cannot deal with water, and obviously, it happens to be raining right now, which is also going to knacker my ranged troops. So okay, let's put all that together and actually see these guys in action. So I pulled my line back so my troops get to fight on the grass. The enemy, meanwhile, they're going to be crossing the sand and coming to me if they want to come and take me on where I am. My troops have been given the hold formation, so right now, their job is to maintain their formation, do not give ground, just stay where they are as best they can. That's going to give a nice bit of cover for, yeah, my ranged troops just to figure out what's going on until I see, yes, what my enemy is made up of and which troops I want to spring forwards with. For the time being, nice and defensive, so start the fight, because I'm pretty sure I saw earlier. Yes, my enemy has got something that you really do not want to be seeing in the ancient world. They've got more chariots than me. In particular, they've got heavy spear chariots. My chariots are light archer platforms. These guys are the killers of the ancient world. So my priority number one today is deal with those bastards. We've got to figure out, yes, where they're planning to actually put their chariots and deal with them. Obviously, I've got spearmen, and also I've got javelin folks. Javelin folks do have the special ability, Spear in the Spokes. These are specialized anti-chariot troops. So as a result of that, yeah, I've spread my javelins out, and I want to try and shatter the enemy chariot to slow them down so my spearmen can jump straight on them. We're going to see if maybe the enemy is willing to come to me. In a perfect world, yeah, I wouldn't mind them having to come through the water, the mud, all of this right here. And it looks to me like they are willing to come towards me. Marvellous. And in particular, right, their leader is on the ground. He's not in the chariot. These chariots are going to be hugely slowed down, trying to come through the mud and the water, and my spearmen are in a good position. They've opened fire with slingers. Very long range, but that's fine because honestly, they're not going to do much damage against defensive troops that have got shields, etc, etc. These guys right now, hang on, are you guys set to shields or... Yes, you guys are set to your shields and what have you, so you're not going to be taking much damage from some random slings coming in. Honestly, I'm happy to not take the bait at this point. What I want to do really is, yeah, as they appear to be mainly coming over onto this flank, shatter the left, get my chariot out into the desert, and then wrap up whatever they've got at the back. My chariot can go and slaughter these bastards when the time is right, though, to be honest. I mean, you are skirmish chariots. I would say, how about we start moving you in the right direction right now out onto the dunes. You can start laying just a tiny bit of fire down on these guys and messing them around. In particular, yeah, those chariots are moving in, but they are so slow in the mud and whatnot. So, alright, I'm now returning fire with my own troops right there, but we're not going to be doing too much. What we really want is, okay, you guys, reposition yourself over here. What you want to do is hit these bastards as soon as possible. So, activate Spear in the Spokes, please. You are not getting past any of this nonsense. In fact, you know what? Guys, start pushing forward. Honestly, just head forward a little bit further forward. We're doing a little bit of damage here. Activate Spear in the Spokes, and if you can, yeah, hit these guys. Honestly, you guys, start going forward. See what you can do. We're going to absolutely annihilate those chariots. And as for you, okay, their leader's coming in over on this side. He is dangerous for the most part. Well, he's dangerous against these guys. These guys would be able to handle him. Okay, what's going on over on the other flank? You, buddy, you're moving in the right direction. Honestly, it would appear they're coming to me. They're happy to just toss themselves at my line. Okay, I'm going to send my leader right up the middle. Either he sends his own chariots after me, in which case they stop trying to get around the side of these troops, or he doesn't, in which case I can just absolutely tear his slingers to shreds. That's not going to be a problem at all. So, just wait for a tiny moment more. These guys in just a moment when we start getting, yeah, right up to these guys being into position. I'm going to move them into their alternative attack formation. So here we go. Guys, go into your mega murder thing and charge. Honestly, do it. You are going to annihilate those bastards now that you're in murder mode. And as for, yes, these chariots, they're in the water. They're not happy about that in the flipping slightest. You're trying to get troops up the back of me. You guys can probably, yeah, break into normal formation and just deal with these small tribesmen who are trying to flank me. That's all absolutely fine. So, okay, their leaders bogged down on this side. My spearmen are going to absolutely trash these here chariots. That's absolutely fine. Over on this side, so, My leader immediately ran into, right, how about we just get you out of there? That hasn't worked out well for you. Though honestly, it's kind of bought time for the other troops to get into a good position. So I'm going to say this is all fine in the end. You just get back. Sorry, I should have been paying more attention to you. But in all fairness, yes, this side is looking absolutely a-okay. We've done a little bit of damage to those chariots, which is a-okay too. Yeah, their leader's just completely bogged down at this point. Their chariots on this side are being chased down by spears. Their chariots on this side have taken a bit of bow damage from Ramesses, which is lovely. He could just fall back at this point. In fact, I think, yeah, with most of their army now over here, we're now in a good position to just push straight forward. So, yes, my lovely flankers of the Mace Warriors, you go for the hit-out Spearmen. My Medjay Swordsmen, just my day-to-days. You can take out basic Tribesmen. That's all absolutely fine. You, buddy, start hunting down chariots as best you can, and the spearmen are going to join you doing that. Basically, that means this flank is going to be completely bloody cleared up. In fact, you know what? I think I'd be pretty happy under that circumstance to start moving you forward and moving my archers into a flanking position over here. Meanwhile, yes, Ramesses, buddy, as soon as you've pulled yourself back together, we'll send you to the rear to sort that out. But yes, we've got a bit of a stalemate over on the right, but over on the left, I think things are going perfectly acceptably. You, buddy, get over to this sort of a position, please. There's clearly, yes, a massive group of troops right here. Start laying down the javelins on their axemen, if you would be so kind. And you, buddy, yeah, just lay down whatever fire you can, and maybe on those guys over there, spec-flipping-tacular. You guys, start doing the same. Lay down the fire, and here we go. You've now got a really, really good shot at all of this nonsense. In fact, you know what? Go over to Flaming Shot. Better for dealing with morale, not so much for everything else. But all I want to do is break them. And they look like they're at the point of breaking right now. Their leader is still in a really, really good shape, but that's fine, because he's not doing anything. He's just stuck at the side, doing functionally nothing. And over on the left, yes, as I should have expected, we're pretty much mopping up at this point. You guys, use your ability. Please start hitting, yes, the chariots. I'm pretty sure we've just knackered them. Yep, their speed is being absolutely destroyed by my javelins. They now can't get away. My spearmen can track them down. Look at that. That was the trick with chariots in the Bronze Age. Viciously powerful, but catch them out of position, they cooking melt. And now just start chasing down the slingers. At this point, yeah, over on the right, we've absolutely annihilated them. They are absolutely shattered. Everybody just start moving in on this flank, and we've pretty much got this. As the Thunder and Lightning comes down, they're going to really struggle to recover. But yeah, this is what the chariots are really capable of doing. Just get them out on the open field. Even light chariots are just going to buzzsaw their way straight through this nonsense. Just look at his health melting. It's lovely. So yeah, there we go. Now we can just finish off the last few, and the fight is going to be ours nice and easy. So there we go. Nice simple introduction to how this game fits together. But yes, you may have caught what I was mentioning earlier. That's really the more interesting side of Total War Pharaoh, which is this is not a Bronze Age Total War. No. This is a Bronze Age collapse Total War. Because, yes, the Bronze Age ended rather dramatically with systemic failure, civilizations dissolving, and the arrival of giant armies of people who we're not entirely sure who they are, that we simply refer to as the Sea People. And this game is going to include that end of the world scenario, which makes me think we might be kind of looking at a game that's a bit like Total War Attila in tone. And that is rather interesting, and also leads us rather nicely into the last battle of this demo. So, say hello to a lovely big city siege, including our beautiful, colourful temples. I cocking love it. So yes, indeed, the Sea People have come, and I need to defend against the bastards. And straight away, there's a bunch of decisions in this game I approve of greatly. In particular, units can't just pull ladders out of their arses anymore. That has been relegated to history, and I love it. Instead, ladders are now a bit of pre-built siege equipment, and gates work the same way. You can't just go and knock on the gate anymore. You want to knock down the gate, you've got to use a battering ram, damn it. And speak of the devil, there's one right there. Mag-flipping-nificent. So, they're going to be coming at me from all sorts of angles. I've got plenty of archers, I've got plenty of javelin men, but these guys, oh yeah, they want 100% massively outnumber me. Still, other advantages, I hold various structures inside the city. While I hold them, my troops are getting bonus morale and whatnot, so they're going to fight, you know, relatively effectively. And of course, we've got some nice towers. They're not going to do that much good work, but you know what? They're better than nothing. So, okay, let's see what we've got, what they've drawn up where, and thus, yes, where we want to put our defensive forces. Okay, crucially, they've actually only got 2 battering rams in the entire army. So, if I can stop them using, yeah, this one here, and then this one round the corner, they literally can't utilize the city gates. They're going to have to do all their fighting up on the walls. And honestly, I think that works for me. Over on the left here, yeah, this I think might be their strongest pocket of troops. They've got nice, big, heavy armoured archers, they've got marauding axe chargers, they've got sword and shield bodyguard, literally their leader is right there, so we're going to need to put our own decent, strong troops to counter them. Next along, that's a bit flimsy, just a couple of ladders of basic troops here, not going to need much for you bastards. And yeah, round over here, another pretty flimsy force. One more battering ram, a handful of units, but nothing too dramatic, really. Okay, I've divided my troops into 4. In particular, yeah, Group 1 is going to be featuring Ramesses himself, and he's going to be facing off against the enemy leader, because I feel like this is where the pressure's going to be highest. We've got some javelin men, some archers, and some decent solid troops holding the line. But what we've also got is Medjay Spearmen, who I consider to be the single most disposable troops we've got in this army. Should the situation call for it, I might tell them to charge out of the walls and give my towers and archers more time to shoot at them. Far to the left of them, Group 2, basically same idea applies against, yes, what would appear to be the second biggest force. Group 3 is significantly less tough troops, but they're taking on not much that's really that scary. And finally, Group 4, same basic deal, though we are running a bit shy on missile troops at this point. So, yeah, some basic good quality archers, together with some good solid bodyguards that can just charge forward and maybe waste a bit of time. Now, you've probably noticed, by the way, one unit is not inside any group. These are my medium chariots, so bow chariots, but still solid when it comes to melee. Because these guys, they're going to be my secret weapon. So, let's just start the battle right here. And immediately, I want you guys to leave the fortress and go out onto the open field. Because honestly, chariots in city streets, they're not going to be doing their best anyway. I'm just going to send them way out over in this direction. And I want them to sweep up the back and mop up the ranged units. So everyone right now is just waiting for everybody to come into range. And now my chariots are, yes, moving into a very lovely position. Just get over the river, stay at a distance for now, and yeah, as soon as the actual towers are moving in, yeah, we're already starting to just slowly lay down the fire here. This is very, very nice indeed. Momentarily, my archers will open fire. They also do have to cross the river, which is going to slow them down a bit too. So, yeah, just a flipping moment. Come on, archers. This is your moment to shine right here. So yeah, we're just laying down the fire. Just start weakening them before they even get to the walls. I love it. Just make sure everyone's doing okay. You're taking a bit of, okay, I see the problem here. You're taking counterfire. They've actually got a fair few troops over on this side. Do what I was just saying. You guys are now going to go outside the city and yeah, do what you can to draw the fire, etc, etc, etc. You're going to be doing excellent work too. Marvelous. So yeah, these guys are now just basically coming forward. They've got shields. They're going to be fine. So they're just basically drawing the fire, which I am A-okay with. Just draw them up right here and slow them down. Let my towers do the work. Just get in over here, stay in a nice defensive formation. That's absolutely fine. And just clog them up, because look at this. This is going to slow down their entire army while my archers just lay down the fire. This is going to be absolutely A-okay. These troops taking tons of damage too. Let's just make sure we know what's going on elsewhere as well. Okay. How many more troops do I just want to send forward into the meat grinder? Because I feel like at this point, yeah, there's actually pretty soft, easy troops to take care of around here. You guys, Medjay Spearmen, get out of the city. That's all absolutely fine. You guys do the same thing. I want all of my decoy troops out onto the field to buy time. Meanwhile, my chariots are now in position. Good. Good, 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 good. Because, oh, would you look at that. We've got some lovely archers and whatnot. You guys go into melee mode and start moving in this direction. We are just laying down the fire right here. And, oh, yeah. Oh, flipping yeah. This is going to be fine. You guys start moving forward. And I just want them to run straight through this. It's going to be beautiful. You, take out their leader. And you guys are going to be moving into fire momentarily. Yes, leader at the back, Ramesses, is on foot. On this occasion, I didn't get a say in that. It just sort of happened. My chariots are now coming up the rear. And at this point, yes, on nice open ground. These guys are probably going to panic. Some of their troops are going to come back and try and actually stop them. But, yes, here we flipping go. Ram, 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 ram. Lovely. Guys, pull back. Do not get caught by spearmen, because I need you to be doing this whole business all day, every day. But that's the trick with chariots. They're very hard to pin down. They're faster moving than all these troops, and that's going to seriously slow down this initial exchange right here. So, okay, they've managed to get some troops up onto the walls, but apparently their leader is a bit isolated. And I've got troops that might just be able to go straight in and assassinate him straight away. So, I mean, wouldn't that be interesting? Okay, guys, they're on the walls. It's time for you to pull back, please. You guys take care of that. You guys now pull back as far as you can. Just make sure, yes, any other troops that need to... Oh, you guys are doing just fine, actually. Okay, I think I'm enjoying what's going on over at this wall. This is going to get chaotic fast, but they are completely bogged down right here. Just make sure my chariots are doing... Yeah, my chariots are now free. I'm going to send my chariots over here. John. Make sure you know what's going on here. Because, yes, this is all going to potentially get out of hand fast. I mean, to be honest, over on, yeah, the north, we've definitely got... Oh, blimey. Okay, they're setting my city on fire. That's going to knacker morale a little bit, but it should be fine. You guys can easily handle all of this. You guys are still fighting. I mean, well done, basically. You guys have been doing great. You guys go into flaming shot and just start laying down the fire right there. You guys are just standing here doing nothing for the time being. So, yeah, just get over there. Join that fight over on, yeah, the other main front. Okay, we may have lost a handful of units I shouldn't have lost there. You guys get over to here. You guys, the upper mace warriors, you're the elite of the elite. You're doing just fine. I think I would be mostly happy with, yeah, you coming up to here. You guys, come down. Come on down and just straight out the front door. Because my javelin men are just tossing javelins straight at them. And they are being annihilated. So you guys, yeah, just straight into the tower. Straight down the bottom. Just to go out the front door and assist with that. Because at this point, they are just off. They're not even getting in the city, alright? They're not getting in. Okay, Ramesses is taking a fair bit of damage. Ramesses, you're going to need to fall back a bit. No, not that way. This way, you stupid bastard. Okay, Ramesses is taking a bit of damage. But you guys are doing competently right there. The towers are still firing. Hang on, where's my... Oh, my chariots have already moved in, by the way. Good, 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 good. That plan's going spectacularly. Oh, just look at it. Just look at the slings melt. Welcome to Bronze Age chariots. The ultimate weapons of war, as long as they don't run into the mud. If they run into the mud, they basically can't do anything. But if you can just keep them on the big open field, they are so screwed. So, okay. You guys are as good as dead at this point. You're already fleeing. Right, move over to the next. Aegean armored archers, take them out. What's going on over on the north? Because honestly, I think we've got this. Okay, I can't help but notice we appear to have we kind of let them into the city. Because I feel like we may have slightly at some point let them into the city. Because did their battering ram make it to the... Okay, we may have some small problems up on, yes, this side. They have indeed made it into the city. So, okay, we've got problems over on, yes, this particular flank. Beyond that, actually, everything's going pretty bloody well, I would say. Right, Ramesses is safe, by the way, so I think at this point, yeah, he can now turn and fire in this direction to assist with these guys. You just assist with all of that. Unfortunately, I feel like maybe the chariots need to come back and assist. Okay, Ramesses just helping out on the walls right over here. You guys need to get over to this business center. Oh, blimey, okay. Someone seems to have snuck in to the city proper. Ramesses, gonna suggest you consider falling back. Right, so, this was all going well, right up to the point where I kind of put every single unit I've got up on the walls. Meaning, as a result of that, yes, we kind of lack any backups or, like, reserves in the city. We have, like, 0 reserves, actually. So, okay, that's fine. Because over here, we have got, yeah, plenty of raiders. You guys can start coming in this direction to relieve our friend Ramesses. You guys are not needed there either. You can do the same. So I've got reinforcements coming in over on, yeah, this door. I think we are well under control for the time being. The upper mace lads can just very slowly chunk their way through all of this. You guys are just, yeah, you've been seen off. You are properly shattered, which is not going to be a problem. You guys, I think, yeah, need to go and deal with these archers who are still being a little bit of a pain. Meanwhile, yes, don't forget, John, you do now have troops inside the city walls, which is maybe a tiny bit of a concern, though. I do still have really solid units right here. Honestly, guys, turn around and start shooting those islanders in the back if you can. That would be pretty good, all things considered. But yeah, I feel like the actual elite Med J Axemen right here, they can just murder these guys. That's going to be absolutely a-okay. So yeah, my archer's just going to turn around if they can. Guys. Get over here, stay away from the enemy if you can. Do not engage them. They're not going to be doing too much to me. I've lost a unit. I'm sure I have, but I'm sure it's fine too. Just make sure that, yes, you're still coming in the right direction to join it with reinforcements. We do have reinforcements coming in. Okay. Looks to me like we've pretty much cleared out this area over here. That gate is now secure. So in which case, yeah, you guys come and deal with these renowned raiders of some description. That's all absolutely fine. My chariot should at some point be, yeah, swinging through to sort this out. Yeah, there are a handful of troops right here. You guys just go and skirmish against them as best you can. We've got archers guarding the temple, which is kind of crucial. Yeah, there's a handful of units there, but that's fine. What's going on here? Okay. The fight on the wall is going perfectly competently, I would say. You guys can just withdraw and take out this handful of units right here. You guys can deal with that. Honestly, you don't even need to deal with that. Just come back. The towers will deal with that. That's all absolutely fine. Meanwhile, okay, I think my archers are now capable of... you've still got some ammunition, right? Yeah, you've got some ammo. A tiny handful of troops are making their way towards the marketplace. I do not think it's the biggest problem in the world. I've now got troops just piling in to go and reinforce. They're going to attempt to take out the guys. Guys, what are you doing? Stop skirmishing. Your job is to stop them taking the Holy Temple. This is cocking useless of you. Right. Get over here. You guys get over there. Everybody else just start moving in this direction. We've got to stop them getting to the temple. They're also trying to get to, yes, the palace, which I can see how that would be a problem. That's probably like, you know, where Ramesses lives and whatnot. But, okay. The walls are doing pretty well. Yep, my chariots have successfully made it in. Their leader is now shattered and fleeing. So, honestly, I feel like actually, you know what, chariots? At this point, get back in the city, mop up them on your way to defend the palace. I would like to keep the palace if we can. You guys, get over to here and toss your javelins right into the rear of these stupid units. Archers are holding the line. That will do just fine. They are approaching the market, but I think we're doing a-okay. In fact, you know what? I think we're doing just fine. The walls are now in good shape. You guys can now just start coming down and mopping up the, yeah, stragglers that made it into the city. How's the temple doing? Okay, you've got the temple back, and while you're in the temple, you're also regenerating a health. Lovely. So, okay, you guys, I'd say it's time for you to move forward. Let's start mopping them up here. In particular, as soon as we start winning various gate warfare, we can start sending troops back to the center of town. So yeah, just getting over to here. Lovely. You guys, same basic deal. Honestly, maybe Ramesses, you want to stay at the back. That's fine also. Yes, hit them hard, if you'd be so kind. Just, yes, make sure you just yell, hit them hard, do an inspiring shout, etc, etc. That's all fine. You guys getting over here, slowly wear them down. So, okay. They're not going to take the palace right now. That's probably really important. You guys pursue them. It looks to me like, yeah, actually, this is going pretty bloody well. Get the chariot into the center of a town. We've just got a handful of troops hanging out here. This is going to be A-okay, I would say. In particular, okay, we've got some elite troops right here. The elite Medjay Axemen. They can go and mop up the troops that just took the marketplace and take it back. Because if they don't hold this, they don't get to keep it. Okay, so keep on keeping on. But the longer they hold it, the more morale we lose. So we need to, yes, go and take that back. But that's all absolutely fine. Axemen are going to go and do that right now. We still hold the temple, which is absolutely crucial. You guys are doing a solid, good job right here. There's still a handful of troops here. You guys get down and mop up all of this nonsense. It's going to be A-okay. Where are my chariots? Okay. My chariots can basically defeat anything. They can just ride into anything and destroy them. So my chariots are going to ride down the raiders. This is turning into an absolute cooking mess. But despite the amount of red on the screen, I think it's actually going pretty well. I think we've got enough elite troops left over to just, yeah, go over here and mop up these bastards. There's just not much left. They don't have enough left over to take the city. Meanwhile, yeah, the palace is doing fine as well. Last few troops are being mopped up over here. You guys are back into the city. I need you to come and deal with, yes, this fight that's going on. I'll admit, the city is a bit on fire, but they've given up. Okay, a lot of people are dead, but on the other hand, we did just break history. So, okay, that's the Bronze Age collapse averted. Good job, us. So there you go. That there is Total War Pharaoh, or at least as much of it as I can play so far. I've not had a chance to experience the campaign in the slightest, and it's an interesting one. Like, there's some good ideas here. The stances and the formations, the terrain, the weather. These aren't bad ideas, but I do think it's all going to come down to the campaign, because lots of this does not feel that new. That's the downside. Like, if you've played Troy, this is going to feel very familiar straight away. So I think this game is going to live or die by its campaign. And if the campaign is indeed a survive the apocalypse Attila scenario, then, oh, that could be really rather sexy indeed. So watch this space. This is supposed to be coming out way later this year. And obviously when I can play the campaign, I'll bring that to you then. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd. And this has been the really rather interesting Total War Pharaoh. Thank you very much. And goodbye.
This guy's enjoying that. This guy's enjoying his elephant a bit too much.
Oh my god.
In Fair Verona, we set our scene. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big.
They've managed to glitch inside one of the buildings. Elephants in the rear! And then in come the chariots!